Hello again and welcome to another one of my videos. This week I thought I would do something a little bit different. I'm going to give you a virtual tour, as it were, of some of my movie memorabilia. And that would include posters and some movie props and various things that I've accumulated over the years that I have on display and things that kind of make me who I am. So without further ado, here's a little tour of some of the movie memorabilia that I have. So here we have an original one sheet from the 1971 film Summer of 42. I bought this around 1992, or somewhere in that range. And this is one of my favorite films, obviously. In 2021, I reunited the cast of this film, and all but Gary Grimes, whom we couldn't get to commit. We couldn't find him, actually, but we tried. You'll notice this poster is unique. In the bottom, it says that the film is rated R. A couple of seconds of the film were excised in order to get it a PG-13, or a PG, not PG-13, PG rating. There is that. So this is a little bit of a rarity for that. So anyway, that's the first poster you'll find in my home as you walk in the door. Second poster would be the 1981 film Blowout. This is my all-time favorite film, and I think it's Brian De Palma's crowning achievement. It's obviously about a sound man who accidentally records a murder. If you haven't seen it, I'm not going to reiterate what it's all about. It's just a terrific. It's De Palma at the height of his powers. What more can I say? We have this taking of Pelham 123 one sheet. It was given to me by a friend about 10 years ago. I took it and framed it as well. Another great film, JFK from 1991. I got this from a guy who used to work at a local movie theater, and I was a huge fan. I was gobsmacked when I saw JFK originally, and this poster, I've had it since the film came out in 91. After the film left the theater, I was given the poster. So here's a French poster for The Other, one of my all-time favorite horror films. You'll see that there. This is quite different from the original one sheet that we had in America. I have one of those also in my house. Maybe we'll get to that later in this video. Down here, we have Peter Sellers' The Party. And these are small, 11 by 17 posters, reproductions. These aren't the originals, but, it's nice to have these as a bonus. The Party is Blake Edwards' film that he made with Peter Sellers between the Pink Panther films, where he plays a bumbling Indian actor who gets accidentally invited to a chic Hollywood party, and havoc ensues. If you haven't seen it, it's a little bit controversial now because you've got Peter Sellers playing a Native American with makeup that makes him look a little stereotyped, but still a very funny movie if you can get past that. We have this from a video store. This is a video store I used to frequent when I was a teenager and in my early 20s. They had a standee for Silence of the Lambs. And this is from that standee. The standee kind of came apart, but I was able to keep this original standee, which it really gives people a little pause when they come into my home and they see this, because it looks pretty realistic. A couple other posters here, Monty Python and the Holy Grail, another reproduction. Not much to say about that. Star Wars is another one. Just these are just reproductions, not the originals. A little glare there. Sorry about that. But here on the top, this one is a special one. This one is an actual poster for King Kong that was mounted on wood. And I don't know if you can see that or not. Maybe not. I was dating someone about 11, 12 years ago. I mentioned casually I liked King Kong, and we really weren't that serious, but she showed up at Christmas with this as a gift. Pretty amazing, I might add. I was not expecting that, and unfortunately it didn't work out, but the gift still remains in my home, and I'm sure it was not exactly cheap to get this mounted on wood. We have the classic film Network here. This is a one sheet, an original one sheet for that. I'm a big fan of that film. And we'll move around here to this one. we have Peter Bogdanovich's, trying to get that glare out, Paper Moon from the original 1973 one sheet. Again, I have interviewed one of the cast members of this film, P.J. Johnson, who plays Imogene, Madeline Kahn's assistant in the film. You can also see that video on my on my page, or my channel rather. But Paper Moon, it's a great comedy, and I always use it as a litmus test. If I'm dating someone and I show it to them and they don't laugh at it, it means we're probably incompatible, because different senses of humor is never a good thing. Bob Fosse's All That Jazz is another poster that proudly hangs in my home. Just tremendous fan of this film. What more can you say? I mean, just a terrific film. Couple of foreign films here that I have posters for. These are small 11 by 17 reproductions. The Umbrellas of Cherbourg. Just one of the great foreign films of the 60s for me. Cinema Paradiso, a film that just incredibly moved me when I saw it originally, and I still feel the same about it as I always did. Just an incredible film. And moving along, we'll come over here to Don't Look Now. Here's an original one sheet from Don't Look Now from 1973. This is one of the great horror films in my psychological horror. Julie Christie, Donald Sutherland, of course, a grieving couple who've lost their daughter. She drowned, and they're trying to get over it, and they find a psychic medium who tells them their daughter is trying to contact them. Donald Sutherland doesn't believe it. Julie Christie is convinced that that may be the case, and, well, it leads to tragedy for all involved. I'll not say any more about that if you haven't seen the film. A couple of Universal Horror film posters, reproductions here that I have. I have those, and shed a little light on the subject. We have the original doll, the Zuni fetish doll from Trilogy of Terror. Now, my son's fiance, if you'll see in the bottom there, it's an illustration of this that she made for me for my birthday. That looks pretty accurate. It's pretty amazing. But this was molded from the original doll that's in the 1975 television film. And I always wanted one of these, and I finally got one. A couple other posters here. They Shoot Horses, Don't They? From 1969, of course. One of the great films of the 60s. And Day of the Locust. Two just really heavy-hitting dramas that I just love. What more can I say? Here's Pennies from Heaven, I think the greatest film that Steve Martin ever did, and it's sadly did not do well when it came out. It is it's just, in my estimation, a terrific film about a sheet music salesman who fantasizes about the sheet music that he sells. Just a great film. Earthquake, here's an original one sheet from Earthquake. One of the key disaster films from 1974. It does have its flaws, but it does have its charms as well. An Unmarried Woman is one of my all-time favorite dramas of the late 70s, directed by Paul Mazursky. It's just a fantastic film about a woman's quest to find meaning in her life after her husband of many years, played by Michael Murphy, leaves her, and just a powerful movie with a incredible performance by Joe Clayburgh, who also is the star of this film. Now, this one's an interesting one because Griffin and Phoenix, A Story of Love, it's called Griffin and Phoenix, A Love Story, was a television film from 1976 about two people who both are terminally ill who fall in love with each other. It's not as dark as it sounds. There's some humor there. This was a film that was released in Australia in theaters. This is an original one sheet, or original day bill. I don't know what you'd call it, but it's a smaller poster that was in movie theaters in Australia when it ran. Here's a standee from the 1991 film Only the Lonely, starring John Candy, with Ali Sheedy peeking out from behind him. He's a cop who falls in love with a funeral or mortuary attendant, I guess you would say. She runs a funeral home there. Wonderful comedy that, sadly, a lot of people have forgotten about. More Steve Martin, The Jerk, and we have one of my all-time favorite foreign films, A Man and a Woman. Anouk Amy, the female star of this film, we unfortunately just lost her I fell in love with her after I saw this film the first time, and I've always kind of had a somewhat of a crush on her. And the last thing that I will leave you with is this piece of memorabilia here. This was given to me by Scott Michaels, who does the Dearly Departed videos on YouTube about celebrity deaths. I had become somewhat friendly with him. I was out visiting him in Los Angeles in his shop, and he gave me this. And you can see it's a stone removed from the original fireplace at 1050 Cielo Drive, where Sharon Tate, Abigail Folger, and the rest were murdered in the evening of August 8th, 1969. The house was destroyed in 1993. This is an actual piece of that fireplace. He picked this up when the house was being destroyed, and so it's a one of a kind. So I'll leave you with that. There's more memorabilia that I could talk to you about, but we'll just leave it there for this video. If you've enjoyed it, like, subscribe. I'm not begging you to do any of that sort of thing, but if you've enjoyed what you've seen, I'd love to interact with you some way, somehow. Till next time.